What's up, everybody? Scott and Nate here, back at you with 2024, the new year. Been a little bit. Sorry, we been a first episode in a while. We got a little bit busy with the holidays, but
We're a little rusty too.
yeah, we're a little rusty too. But we'll get there. We're still in the
That's right.
beginning stages of learning this podcasting stuff. But good to connect again and see what everybody's up to and connect with you, Nate, and see how
Hey,
the New Year's treating you so far and how the holiday season was. But I know we had a good holiday season. My parents came to North Carolina from Kansas City to visit, and I probably wore them out because you know me, I don't like to stay still
yeah,
and stay in the house. So
I
we
can imagine they had to fly home and have a vacation and get rest.
I'm sure my dad was. First of all, he wasn't feeling the best when he got back, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
We did do a cool thing. We did a couple cool things. We um did some indoor activities. There's a cool like indoor like putt place near us that was fun. And then we went to the U.S. Airborne and Special Operations Free Museum in Fayetteville, North Carolina, down by what was Fort Bragg, but is now Fort Liberty now. Um, that was pretty cool, especially for a free museum. So mostly focused on World War II, but it was kind of everything from World War II up, especially with like the 82nd Airborne up to kind of like Desert Storm and stuff. So next time you're in there, we can go see it. It's worth a trip. So,
yeah. Looking
anyways,
forward.
did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, we just got back from Manhattan yesterday, Manhattan, Kansas. Took the girls out there. This would be the third year in a row. And that week in between Christmas and New Year's to take a trip out there and just catch a. I can't remember if the first year we went. Yeah, 2 years ago when we went, I think we just went out there and we were going to go to a basketball game. That's right. And it got canceled last minute because of COVID.
Yeah, I
And
remember that. Yeah.
we just, in the mall there in town, the girls inside the mall, they got like these little scooters that have, I don't even know, it's like kind of stuffed animal things around the scooters that the girls just love. It's like the highlight of the trip for them. It's kind of funny. So we did that. We went to the men's basketball game on Tuesday night, the second, and the women's basketball game on Wednesday, the third.
Oh, cool.
Uh, the girls, the girls enjoyed that. They got on the jumbotron a few different times. They got on the jumbotron, I think 4 or 5 times the first night at the men's game, and then one more time, at least one more time on Wednesday. But before the game, somebody came up to us on Wednesday and asked if the four of us wanted to be like one of the on-court activities that they do,
Mhm.
like during
Yeah,
breaks and
yeah.
stuff. And so this is before the game started. And Allison and I wore we wore like motorcycle helmets that had a little kids like basketball goal attached to the front. It had a little window so I could see.
Hmm.
And the hoop was about that big around or something. And so I was teamed up with my youngest Quinn and Allison with our oldest Harper, and it was just a competition of what kid can make the most buckets.
Oh, that's cool.
We had to like move around and catch the ball, and Allison and Harper were on like the student side of Bramlage, and Quinn and I were on the alumni side. And so whichever side they were going to throw t-shirts up for whatever side won, and Allison and Harper won. They got four, we got three. So
They probably love that. That's cool. Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen some of the pictures you sent, like the esports room there. Speaking of that, well, how do you feel about that and like colleges now? Because I know the reason I asked that, we just where I work, we just got one about a couple years ago, and it's taken off. And I think there's so many more ways, more options for kids at college now, and more ways to make money after college. That at first I was kind of against it, but if that's the way people want to go with their career or their life, then this is what it is. Let them do it. So yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I was kind of thinking about it when we were at school. That's where all the pool tables were. They what would you say they had 10
Oh
pool
yeah.
tables in that area?
Yeah.
You ever play pool there?
Yeah, not very much, but maybe a couple times,
and
handful of
it's
times.
and it's right next to the bowling alley. You ever bowl while we were in school?
Yeah,
Did you? Because I
yeah,
don't think I
maybe
may have
once.
played pool once, but I'm almost positive I never bowled. And it to me, I got to think about it. And I was like, I got wrapped up in just kind of what I was doing, and I didn't stop to take advantage of some of the stuff that was going on.
Yeah, I
Like
think.
I in my entire life, I've never been inside a Hearn field house.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
they
I kind of I feel you there. It's like I think even we do it in life now too. It's like, man, we need to take advantage, even if it's
yeah.
just small stuff. Like I wish
Well,
I don't
that
miss
got
Connecticut, but I wish we would have done more stuff up in Connecticut.
yeah.
Rather,
That
you
that
know,
reminds me of a conversation Allison and I were having a few weeks ago about Kansas City. I got a coworker who he's from Ohio and he had been working down in Little Rock and he's moved up here over the summertime and he's up here. So I'm trying to, be friendly and that kind of
yeah,
stuff and tell him about different stuff in Kansas City. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there's just a ton of stuff and anywhere you are, really. There's just a ton of stuff that you could do if you just go do it.
right.
And, people
Well,
around here always kind of miss out on stuff, I think, because it's just so close and it's there. And you talk to anybody who like they live in LA, people who live in beach areas, how often do they really go to the beach?
right. Kendall grew up in
You know?
Florida near the beach. She didn't go to the beach much at all. It's yeah,
Yeah,
we kind of had a conversation with this at somebody this week too, a girl at work. She's like, "Why would you move here from Kansas City or whatever?" I'm like, it's really not that bad. It's kind of like I thought the same thing when I moved away from Kansas City. It's all what you kind of make of the area, you know. Yeah, there's probably some worse areas than others, or some
right.
places that just are boring if you're way out in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing around for hours or something. But you know, like
Even
here,
then, you can make the best out of it.
right. Well, like here you can, and it is kind of the attitude you have or the mindset. Like here, you're close to the mountains and close to the beach. Now it's not like the Rocky Mountains, but I'm a literally, you've been here. I'm a three and a half, probably closest 3.5 hour drive to the beach and 3.5 hour, 3 to 3.5 hour drive to the mountains, So it is what you make of it. So if you want the mountains, you got the mountains. If you want the beach, you got the beach.
Right.
Um, you've got other things to do between Raleigh and Charlotte and other places. It's just it is what you make of everything. If not, you find a hobby or something,
Right.
during the times you
Yeah.
can go do stuff. But yeah, no, I agree with you there. But yeah, we should have taken advantage of a lot more of that stuff when we were there. And
Yeah.
um,
Well, and I've also thought maybe in our defense, information wasn't as readily available as
right,
now. Because now you can pick up your phone and Google when's the next men's
right.
golf tournament for the university and go show up or
Well, and
whatever.
look how
You know,
much
you
college towns have changed since we were in
yeah,
school.
you got to try a little bit harder back
Right.
when we were in school and
We didn't have smartphones.
information was still more readily available than it was 50 years before us. But you
Facebook
know,
wasn't around, Twitter wasn't around.
yeah,
It's just crazy.
it's crazy.
I don't
I
even feel that
every so
old,
often,
but
yeah, every so often I kind of remind myself I got my undergraduate degree without having ever owned a computer.
true.
You know, just how crazy is that
Yeah.
you think of it like
Considering we
today.
practically carry a computer around with us
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
just it
crazy.
baffles the mind.
Yep. Speaking of that, like, I know we've talked a little bit, but like with the new year, not necessarily a resolution, because I think that's so cliche and people have a resolution and they just like go out of the wayside, especially people that say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in the gym more."
Right.
I've been guilty of it in the past, but like, what's maybe one thing you're happy you did in 2023, and then another thing you're looking forward to possibly doing in 2024? Not necessarily a goal, but like whether it be a trip or whatever.
Uh, 2023 was a different year, just with work and some of the stuff here at the house. It was everything I could do to get to the year. I traveled quite a little bit.
Yeah,
We had we had a couple staffing changes at work, and so that left us shorthanded. So it really kind of stretched me thin. At the same time, our my company is growing quite a little bit, and so 4 years ago I had what, 2 or 3 projects in one state. Now I've got 18 jobs in
Wow.
12 different states or something like that. It's just, so 23, I feel like was just a keep head above water kind of a year. And I know in the last 6 months, and maybe over the course of the whole year, I don't really know, but I put maybe 15 or 20 pounds on. And so I'm just, for me, and it is, you're right, it's cliche about like, oh, New Year's resolution. And to me, I'm not really thinking of it in terms of, oh, it's a new year and blah, blah, blah. But I think of it more as 43, about to be 44. And it's taken me 43 and however many, days, 43 years plus to get to the physical condition I'm in. Okay. I need to spend the next 43 years, and every year for the last 5 years, I keep, oh, I'm 39. I got to spend the next 39 years. Eventually, I'm going to run out of, I can't say I'm 56 and I need to spend the next 56 years. But,
112.
yeah. But at a certain point, I need to just accept some like minor life modification and do a better job of taking care of myself,
Yeah, I
whether
saw
that's
something that,
diet, exercise, some
you
of the like, we've got a like one of the sauna blankets, and we've used it a little bit. I think it's just one of those things where just need to be more conscious about doing things like, with my gout, there's certain medicines I could take, and it'd be like an everyday thing. And there's kind of some back and forth on the research on that kind of stuff, and how good overall is some of that medicine. It provides a benefit, but it also takes a toll on your body.
yeah.
So I need to make some minor life modifications just to make it another 43 years. We'll
Yeah,
round
no,
up and say make it another 44 years.
right, right. No, I hear you there. I kind of did a little bit before the holiday. I was getting back in the gym a little bit, X amount of times a week. Not to impress anybody, but just to, at least get some at a minimum cardio. And I think that's been
Yeah.
the key. Haven't the last few weeks due to the holidays and just other stuff, and not to make excuses. Yeah, it is kind of an excuse, but probably get back here shortly, but not necessarily New Year's resolution. I still eat a lot. You know me, I love to eat, but yeah, I've been watching a little bit of what I eat too, and then but yeah, just I think the key, like I don't know, I think I saw it in a magazine yesterday. It's kind of like investing money. Just even if you're just doing something little every day, whether it's walking
Right.
or say you're working in your office like me, I work at it. Just get up and walk every once in a while. It's little things that'll eventually add up, kind of like money does. It'll
Right.
eventually go like this. So even if it's you're not working out, even if you just do something, get around, walk. I even did that kind of after we got done. Like you said, 2023 was a little crazy. I wouldn't say it was bad. Actually, certain perspectives of it was really good. I learned some new skills outside of work that helped me create, some other money. It's been helpful. And then, um, but like October was nuts with work and football and everything. But after that ended, if I was down at work, like sometimes, like if I was just didn't have a lot to do, I'd go out and walk a little bit on campus, especially if it's a nice day. Instead of maybe driving my car and parking in a lot, I would walk across campus. I kind of like to do that in the spring. Now, if it's freezing like this, I won't do that, but or if you're going to sweat like crazy. But yeah, just little
What's
things like that.
what's the weather in North Carolina right now?
Oh, it's actually fairly cold for North Carolina. It was in the 20s, low 20s last night, but we're supposed to maybe get some freezing rain tomorrow morning.
It's here right now. It's snowing. It looks like it's about to stop, and then it picks up again sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
Uh, Maybe
says if
not.
you
Actually, Actually, this says it stops here in the next hour or so.
Yeah, it says it feels like 30 out, and then it's supposed to start raining, possibly freezing rain between 4 and like 8 to 9 a.m., maybe a little bit later. And then, it's gonna warm up enough to where the stuff that does freeze overnight, it will melt.
Oh,
But yeah, yeah, so yeah, I mean 2024 was pretty good. Had a couple house things we had to take care of. Our AC went out. It seems like everything always goes out on a holiday, and then it went out. Our heat pump was acting up right before Christmas. Thankfully, the guy that comes out and works on it was able to come out the Saturday before and help us out a little bit with that. Knock on wood, hopefully it continues to work. But looking forward to 2023 and see what happens there, continue to grow in other areas and see what happens with work and other stuff. And then, like to take some more trips with families and like like we mentioned our friends trip. Hopefully we can work that out to Utah and I would love to do that. And I really want to go with my parents to Hawaii sometime. I don't know if that would happen this year, but just financially, but maybe start planning it and see what else the year brings. So
have, they,
I don't
have
really
they
have
ever
any
been to
specific.
Hawaii?
No, they haven't. This always was
Okay.
my dad's dream trip, but he said if he didn't go before the age of 50, he'd never go, which that's not true. If we drug him there, he'd go. So, and I want to go to Pearl Harbor and just kind of see the history. Plus, I kind of want to play like a nice golf course there. And
Yeah.
but
I'm trying to remember. I think July is kind of the off season,
okay.
but it's hot. We went the end of August, and we were there for maybe 10 days. And boy, oh boy, when we got there,
But
it was hot and humid, and it was uncomfortable. We rented a house with Mark and Cindy,
mhm.
and it was like a little kind of hut deal. And most of the places on the islands, I don't think have air conditioning. Man, it was just so freaking hot the first few days, and then the weather changed on us a little bit, became a lot more comfortable.
What island were you on?
We went to Kauai, which
Nice.
is the one, not the one all the way west, but it's basically the one furthest west that's populated.
Yeah. Yeah, so we want to try that. Like I said, I don't know if we do it this year. Going to Florida, my parents' place one time, and then other than that, really nothing other than trying to get our friends trip together.
Yeah, we're talking about in about a year and a few months, the spring of 25, taking the girls to Scotland.
That'd be cool.
So we're working kind of through.
Maybe I'll meet you over there and we'll go play.
Yeah,
I,
it'll be
I would
awesome.
do that, man.
We're working through the budget and plan on how to do that and all that kind of stuff right now so that we can
That's cool.
make it happen. Go do
Go
it.
play one of the original golf courses.
Yeah,
I would play that even in the cold weather just to say I played it.
that's right.
Yeah,
Well, when we go, we're looking at March or April. So
nice.
I don't know what the weather is like there, generally speaking, in those months. I'm sure it's probably still pretty chilly, just how far north
Yeah,
it is. But that would be same. I'm probably going to find a way to just tell Allison, hey, I'm going to go play some golf
yeah,
for the day. You guys go find something to do.
yep.
But
That's cool. That'd be cool. Have to keep me
yeah,
posted.
yeah.
Awesome. So like, um, yeah, I guess kind of another topic with what's happening Monday night, but and us have kind of always talked sports in some of our podcasts in the past. But what are your thoughts on the national championship game for football?
I haven't watched it really at all. I college football's trending in a direction that is just hard for me to want to keep up with. So I don't have much of an educated way or an educated reason to say one thing or the other. But it just feels like it's probably going to be one of those situations where Michigan ends up winning, and the boring predictability of what college football's become, where they've kind of worked it so that there's about 5 or 6 schools that are ever going to have a chance, and everybody else just kind of around. And
Right.
I don't,
It's the way it's been
yeah,
for a while now. Look at the SEC.
yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't have any reason to say that with any confidence. It just That's just how it works. The blue bloods of college sports. Uh, you know, you can make probably a pretty strong case to say that some of these schools have signed their souls over to the devil, because all the breaks seem to always happen for these schools. And
Right.
I just don't understand how, like, Michigan right now has got so much extra stuff going on that it's entirely likely they win on Monday, and then at some point down the future there comes in a question about all the other stuff that's going on with the sign stealing and
Right.
everything else that's going on in Michigan, that they look at it like, oh, is Michigan going to be punished for breaking rules? And then
It's kind of like
well,
another certain
yeah,
basketball team and their
yeah,
whatever what happened with
yeah.
their team.
And I'll 100% guarantee you that the powers that be will fold, and they'll be like, yeah, we don't know. We're just gonna move on.
Right. Like KU
You
getting
know,
a hand slap for
they
the
didn't even get their
totally
hands slapped.
illegal stuff they did when
Yeah, they just waited it
where
out.
if you and I did that in our normal day or daily
Yeah,
job, we get fired and ended up in probably federal prison. So it's
yeah,
like, there's other money going.
yeah.
I've been involved in college athletics, so s- knowing what kind of goes on behind the scenes there, sometimes there was stuff going on that was illegal and they should have
Oh,
gotten
for
in trouble.
sure.
And I'm not saying that just because I'm not a big KU fan. I'm saying that
I'm saying that because of
there's
that.
other programs that if that would have happened to, they would have gotten a lot worse trouble.
Well, you think about like the academic cheating
Right.
issue that happened in North Carolina,
Right.
what, 7, 8, 9 years ago, whenever that was. What repercussions came out of that?
Not much.
Nothing. It's just it's all gone downhill. That's classic get off my lawn kind of a stance
Somebody brought
to
this up
take, I
the
guess.
other
But
the other day too, and I am not a big USC fan, especially with personal experience with Pete Carroll back in the day. Granted, he's not there, but I don't have any respect for that guy at all because he's just not a very good person, in my opinion, from personal experience and personally face to face being near him and knowing other people that work near him. But somebody was talking about how Reggie Bush got his Heisman taken away because he got $1,000 in a car. Now that's no big deal,
yeah,
you know.
well, and I think one of the things that's kind of frustrating about that is there's all the people who and all the people. Maybe there's 10 people. I don't know. Maybe there's 10,000, but there's a number of people who want Reggie Bush to get his Heisman back and to be re-included in that list because everything that he did is legal now. What are you talking about? Because it's legal now, and
Right.
even though it was illegal then, so we're gonna go back in time and apply today's standards to
Yeah. So what are
then.
you going to
It's
go
just
do? Do that with all the other crimes in the world or
yeah.
something?
Well, and it's exactly, and it's there's just so much of a just
All the people that,
laziness about everything.
yeah, yeah,
The participation trophy kind of a society that we have, where
right.
it goes outside of sports too. It's with all kinds of things. People,
Corporate
they don't.
world.
Yeah, everybody is got so much instant gratification with everything that's all they want for everything, and
Well,
we're gonna
me,
rewrite the rules and reapply the rules so that nobody has to really suffer any negative consequences.
right.
What are we
You
doing?
mentioned a good word, instant gratification, and me, I like to
That's
study
two
business.
words.
Yeah, well, true. Okay, phrase. But me, I like to study business and find out how people, became successful and stuff, especially if they've done it the right way. But that's one thing that gets brought up in books I've read. Not that I've read a whole lot, but you get what I'm saying, is so many people want instant gratification now, and usually anything that is worthwhile in life is not instant.
Right.
You take Amazon for an example. That everybody thinks that was an overnight success. It took them about 13 years at least to get to where they were making probably any significant thing or get to where he is now, you know. I mean, I don't know all the history around it, but you get what I'm saying. It's not there is most things that are worthwhile are not instant gratification. Yeah, you can get some things quicker than others, but you're still gonna have to work at things, and
Yeah.
whether you're doing stuff in a physical job or an online world or whatever, physical and online still takes work, no matter what. And yes,
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with our smartphones, our social medias. All that stuff can be great tools if used the right way, but so many people use them the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if I've said this to you before in just our private conversations, but you know, smartphones are what? Well, we're at round up a little bit and call it 15 years old.
Yeah.
The human brain hasn't evolved much in the last several thousand years. So we're dealing with, you know, 1,000-year-old brains, thousands of years old brains with 15-year-old technology. It's going to take us a minute to adapt and to evolve for
Right.
this kind of stuff because that moves at an exponential rate
Oh, big
and we
time.
do not.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I don't know what's going to happen to societies and people and humans and all that kind of stuff, but
No,
it,
that's where I,
I think eventually we'll start to learn a little bit better about how to control that, how to think of that. I don't know if it'll happen, in the next 5 years or 50 years or 500 years, but I don't know.
it's definitely changed since we were in school and stuff and coming up in the working world. But yeah, you see it in people you interview or hire or just interact with. Yeah, and I think people just need this takes away from interaction and people skills.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
you
it,
know me, I'm a people person, so yeah, it's interesting.
yeah,
We could go
it's
on for days about
I
that.
know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I had for today. Unless there's any other good topic you want to talk about, we'll have to come up with some good ones for our next few podcasts. But it's good to get back on here, reconnect, look forward to this
Um,
year. And baseball's coming up. We did go to spring training last year. That was
yeah,
a plus. That was awesome.
that was really good. I really enjoyed that. I
Yeah,
just bought a new Royals hat yesterday.
cool. Yeah, and we
Um,
had what that was the first day we went to what spring training out in
you know,
Arizona.
it's funny. You
That was the
remember who the
first
Royals
day.
played?
Yeah, it was the Rangers.
What did
Yep,
the Rangers do?
they
They went
won
on
them.
and won the series.
Yeah,
So you're
and
welcome,
yep,
Rangers
there
fans.
you go. But that was just a cool complex and a super nice
Yeah,
day. Great place for spring training. So if you don't have any trips planned and you want to get something last minute, we highly recommend going to spring training wherever your team is. It's just
yeah,
cool experience, whether your team is good or bad, because our team was obviously horrible, the Royals,
yeah.
but it was still a fun experience. Matter of fact, I think they won that day too. So,
They did on a walk-off home run.
yeah, that's right.
I can't
But
remember who hit it.
yeah, I don't remember either. I don't even know who's really
Yeah.
playing on the team anymore. But
Oh,
um, yeah, I that was a blast. And so, anyways, if you're a sports fan, you like baseball, go to spring training, no matter where your team is, because there's usually other teams there you can watch and take a couple days and see stuff around the area. That was a very positive note for the beginning of 2023 this year, and we'll see
yeah,
what else it brings. But
yeah.
anyways, good connecting with everybody. Give us some comments in the bottom. You got anything
That's
to
right.
finish up with?
That's my New Year's resolution is for anybody who watches this to hit that like and subscribe button because it helps our algorithm.
Our goal is
I
to double
struggle
our
I
goal is to
struggle
double.
with that word, especially when I've had a few.
Yep.
Algorithm.
You want to hear something funny? Our goal is to double our subscribers. We've got 3 right now, so this year we're going to get to 6. And they're not going to be our friends.
That's right.
They'll just be people who listen
That's right.
to us and tell us what we're saying wrong and whatever. But hit the subscribe button, give us some comments. But we appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you. And we'll connect again next time.
All right.